Hey guys, so I'm just going to talk to you really quick about when you need to regroup in order to subtract. And you might not remember that word regrouping. Maybe you remember it as borrowing when you were younger and you had a number like 452 minus 36, and you saw that your 2 was smaller than your 6. You had to borrow from next door, make the 5 a 4, regroup so that 2 became a 12. So that word regrouping or borrowing is actually something you're probably familiar with, hopefully. So we're going to use that same concept to help us here with fractions, because if you look at this problem, you'll notice that we have our bottom fraction that we're subtracting is 4/5, which is bigger than 1/5. And if we're following our steps, subtracting the fraction part before the whole number part, it's going to be really hard to subtract 1/5 minus 4/5. Because our answer should not be negative. If we look, this is bigger, this whole fraction, mixed number right here, is bigger than our denominator. So we should not end up with a negative number in this case. Or a negative integer, let's use our vocabulary, right? So what I want us to do is think about that concept of regrouping. And we're gonna change this. So we're gonna borrow 1/5. We're gonna borrow from next door. So this 4 is gonna become a 3. Okay, we're going to take one whole from that 4. So the 4 is now 3. And there are many ways to write one whole, especially as a fraction. You can think of one whole, we can write it as 2 halves, 3 thirds, 4 fourths, 1,000 1,000ths, whatever you want. But what's the most useful in our case, especially since we're dealing with a denominator of 5, well, hopefully you're thinking we should write 5/5, and you would be absolutely correct. This 3 is technically 3 plus 5/5. And so we're going to add that 5/5 to our already 1/5 part of the mixed number that we have. And 5/5 plus 1/5 would be 6/5. And so now we have 3 6/5. And you could convert it. Remember, we said we didn't like mixed numbers and improper fraction as one number. And if you converted it back, you just end up right back where we started, and we don't want that. We just changed it on purpose to get to here so that we could subtract, because look at what happens now. We have 2 4/5 on the bottom. It's a little bit nicer, huh? We can subtract a 4 from a 6 and get a positive fraction as opposed to our 1 minus 4 over here. So now that we've regrouped and borrowed from our whole number, and don't forget to make our whole number from a 4 to a 3, we need to make sure that we've actually taken away a whole and added it to our fraction part. We can go on and subtract. Okay, so we can subtract. Remember step 1, common denominators, which we should have done back here, and we had that thankfully. So we're going to go on to step 2, which was to subtract the fraction part. So 6/5 minus 4/5 becomes 2/5, and then we subtract our whole number, part of our fraction, or part of our mixed number. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So our answer is 1 2/5. And hopefully that makes sense to you. Feel free to watch this video as many times as you need. We're going to be discussing this again tomorrow. So if this is still a little foggy, we're going to be doing some more examples together tomorrow. But for right now, I'm going to let you keep going on and try some on your own. Thank you. Bye.